You should now have an idea of the potential touchpoints between you and your customer. In this lesson, we will be going through how to map your KPIs to the metrics that are available to us in analytics. When it comes to metrics in Google Analytics, there are a great number of them. It is important to understand them in order to determine which will be useful for your own tracking. In your resources, you will find a comprehensive list of common GA metrics and terminology, which you can download and keep on hand for your own future reference. We will be discussing some common metrics that are important for analysis. These are the user, the session, and the page view metrics. They might seem similar at first glance, but you should understand the distinction between them. Let's use Ellen as an example. Ellen is an online visitor. On her very first visit to your website, a tracking cookie would be placed on her browser to track her as a unique user before Google Analytics creates a session, which tracks a unique visit for her. Within a single session, there can be multiple page views, which is a form of interaction with your website. If Ellen visits your website on 3 separate occasions, and she visits a total of 10 page views across those 3 website visits, then in your Google Analytics, it will show up as a single user with 3 sessions, 1 for each visit to the website, and 10 page views divided into the specific number of page views for each session. Now that you have a concept of the commonly used metrics, let's see how these can apply to your digital strategy. You may recall the SMART objectives that we set in the previous chapter for our digital strategy. It is time to see how we can determine our KPI and the metrics to track to determine our success. Let's first look at this from a high-level perspective. Say my SMART objective is to generate $100,000 in revenue from courses by the end of this year. Assuming one course is worth $1,000, my KPI will be to get 100 signups online. And the metrics for me to achieve 100 signups will be 100,000 visits to my website and a conversion rate of 0.1%. These metrics can be broken down further to see what I can do to help me achieve my KPI. To focus on the right metrics for this, I recommend working backwards from this KPI. First, figure out the different states your customers go through during the customer journey. Ideally, if you have existing data, mark down your conversion rates from one state to the next. If this is not available, do some research and arrive at good guess estimates. For my objective, I have 6 states that users go through before they become a paid sign-up that contribute to my objective's revenue target. A user goes from being part of my marketing reach to a website visitor during the awareness stage. Then they become leads, followed by MQLs at the consideration stage, and then SQLs and finally paid signups at the purchase stage. Let me explain the terms MQL and SQL before going further. An MQL is a marketing qualified lead who has indicated interest in what a brand has to offer based on marketing efforts or is otherwise more likely to become a customer than other leads. A sales qualified lead, or an SQL, is a prospective customer who is ready to make a purchase of your product or a sign up for a course. Now, going back to the stages, I work backwards because I have my objective, which is to generate $100,000, and my KPI, which is to generate 100 signups. Continuing to work backwards with all the conversion rates, I would therefore need to generate 200 SQLs with a conversion rate of 50% from SQLs to paid signups, 1,000 MQLs with a conversion rate of 20% from MQLs to SQLs, 5,000 leads with a conversion rate of 20% from leads to MQLs, and 100,000 website visitors with a conversion rate of 5% from visitors to leads. Lastly, if my marketing reach to website visitors click-through rate is 5%, this means I need a marketing reach of 2 million people a year in order to achieve 100,000 website visitors. Based on these figures, you can make an assessment of how viable your objectives are based on the marketing budget provided to meet them. Now that you have your important figures in hand, we'll discuss how to map these figures to metrics that you can track in the next video.